You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? Are you feeling lucky?
Yeah. I'll stand up a little bit.
And in other news, we're live.
We're live. We are back with episode 8. Right? Episode 8.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
We are shooting this as episode 7 is premiering, so we could still get canceled. I don't know if this will be seen by anybody. But, yeah, we are, it's a little early. We've got a little boys trip this weekend, and, so yeah, we're shooting on a Tuesday night.
It's not a tough thing to do. I like Tuesday nights.
Not
Tuesday
at
nights
all,
are good
not
for
at all.
drinking.
For sure.
It is. It is a good night for drinking.
What day is bad for drinking? What's the worst drinking day?
I think I'm gonna say Mondays.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Mondays. Unless you're golfing.
I was gonna say, don't you golf? Have a golf?
Yeah,
day on
then
Mondays?
that's why Mondays are terrible for drinking. I can't confirm. It'll just ruin the rest of your week.
But it's Tuesday and we're drinking.
Yeah, but I mean, at least I got one day in. Well, 2 technically. 2 good work days in. That's the majority of a work week.
I don't think there's a bad day for drinking. I think you could justify any day.
I would say no.
No?
I don't
Not a bad day, or?
think so. I'm trying to think of like a ridiculous holiday or something. But no, nothing's coming to mind.
Yom Kippur?
Like Yom Kippur.
Wow.
Okay.
Ramadan?
Look at both of you two.
What is...
We are cultured over here at Feelin Lucky.
My question was going to be, what is Yom Kippur?
I have no idea. I just see it on my fucking calendar.
I was gonna say, I've seen it. I have no real idea what it is either.
Do you want to guess on... I imagine it's religious.
I imagine.
Which religion? I don't... Let's not. We don't need to talk about that.
Anyway. You know what? We're going to end up 100% offending someone, and that's okay.
Yom Kippur. Oh, it's on a Sunday, so it's not a bad day.
No, it's
If
Sundays.
you celebrate Yom Kippur, could
Oh,
you
it's
slide our
Jewish.
DMs and tell
It's
us?
Jewish.
Jewish holiday.
Do Jews drink?
The holiest day of the year.
Of
As long as
course
it's
they
kosher,
do.
right?
I don't know if they do or not. Great question.
We've talked about this before, but isn't Jews is like a funny word because it's like this isn't gonna get cut. We're gonna leave this because I think it's really funny. It's not my joke. I believe it's who's the comedian? I think it's Louis C.K. It's one of my favorite jokes ever, but it's so true. Jews is like one of the only words that you can use, and it's like it's describing someone properly. Like, oh, that's a Jew. He's Jewish. He's a Jew. And it's also like, if you put a little bit of stank on it, it's the meanest thing. You
highly
can
offensive.
Say it like, oh yeah, that Jew, and oh, that Jew, like that's so bad. That's so bad. We're leaving that. I'm saying this. They're not saying this. This is Lucky saying this.
You told this to me a while
I think
back.
it's so true.
And
think of another
ever
word.
since.
Think of another word like that. Like I've had a couple Jewish friends growing up, and it's like you just don't even think of it. Like, oh yeah, that's the Jew, or like whatever. Like one of my little brothers, one of his like best friends is Jewish, and he's like, I won't say his name, but it's like, oh, blank the Jew. Like that's just
it's
like.
also weird that it becomes something that defines you, right? It's a very odd
It's
just
descriptor.
because I feel like it's a minority.
I think technically they are.
Especially from where we're from. You know, like
Yeah.
we come from
Which
a
is
very,
so weird because we're all Christians, and you can say like, oh yeah, Jesus, that Jew, like right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like no, we're all, but like United States as a whole is
Right.
like
Majority.
Predominantly Christian, yeah.
and like the person you follow was a Jew.
Yeah.
Well, even like our hometown, like I can think of one maybe.
We're
one
also
Jewish person.
from probably the most German spot in America.
That's true.
So maybe the Jews didn't come
Yeah.
down.
I don't
They
think many of
stayed
them
clear.
wanted to move to New Berlin, okay?
Hey, it's New Berlin. We're not Berlin. We're
a fair point.
Berlin.
That's
We're
a fair
New
point.
Berlin.
Not allowed
We
to feel
also
there,
try to
folks.
get some of that stank off of us. We don't want to be New Berlin. We're New Berlin.
New Berlin.
All right.
New Berlin.
We are. I mean, I just had to
Wow.
get. That's one of my favorite jokes ever. Because it's so true. Think of another word like that. Like,
I'm gonna spend the rest of the podcast trying to.
all right, we're back. I'm not gonna get into it. I was ready to get going though on that whole Jew thing.
You're gonna double down.
I'm not doubling down. Like Jew, like calling someone a Jew is not a bad thing.
No,
Well,
Unless
okay,
you put
it depends the context though.
Right, exactly.
It
But
depends on
like,
the context.
what other word? Like, think of like a terrible word to call someone.
Okay.
Say it. Give me like a terrible racial slur. No, just do not do that.
I've seen how this one ends.
Episode 8 was when we're gonna get cut. Whoever took the over.
Season finale.
5 minutes into episode 8, mind you.
And it's all my fault, but that's fine. I'll go down with the shit because I don't think Jew is a bad thing to call someone.
No,
It's
you're
not.
right.
It's
you
like
can put
what
some...
it, but like if you just twist it a little bit, it's terrible. Like,
Yeah.
I would never do that. Be like, oh no, see, I wasn't gonna do it.
You call yourself, see?
But-
Self-control, boys and girls.
Okay.
It's a fundamental.
Anyway, we're back. This is episode 8. What an intro. What are we talking about this week? This is a short week. We got stood up by MASH. This is why we are shooting on Tuesday.
Yes.
We normally shoot on Saturdays, and I've been growing accustomed to shooting Saturday mornings.
We've done it
because
like
it's
3 times, so.
I've grown accustomed to it though, because like then we have like a full week of topics. We have tons of stuff that comes out that we can talk about, and we were supposed to have a 4th guest, but MASH is. I almost said something really bad.
You're calling Jew?
I was gonna call him Jew. But just to be funny, just to be funny, to bring it back to what we were talking about. But no, he's sick or something. So
Wow, unbelievable. So we were stood up by a guest from our own home.
literally,
network.
I was gonna say it's like I don't know if he qualifies as a guest because
No.
like I'm with him on a show once a week. He really should just do this whenever I ask him, but he's sick. So he's got to reschedule. But we're going on to town
I
this
think
week.
next time he comes on, he's going to have to shotgun a beer for us.
He needs to, at the very least.
At the very least.
It's
It's gotta be Milwaukee's best.
Yeah.
We'll send one out to him.
Yeah, we'll send
Are those available everywhere? Do we know?
I don't know.
I don't think so. They can't be like.
That would be hilarious if like the shittiest beer ever produced out of Milwaukee is available everywhere.
Yeah,
What do you think
if fucking Milwaukee's best is available everywhere, but Yingling isn't? Which brings us to our next point.
Whoa!
Look at that transition!
Transition. Hey, this is a new segment alert. We need some kind of like. I don't know.
All right, let's not do that.
Some
again.
kind
I know what you were going for.
No, you
but-
guys you do it with me. Come on. Okay, but it's a new segment.
It's a new segment.
Producer Beef, take it away.
So it was recently announced. Oh god, that's from CNN. Come on, Ricky.
Whoa! Whoa! What's wrong with CNN? I just want to keep making Jew jokes. Like we shouldn't have done that because now everything that we say, I'm just gonna be too many Jews at CNN. But that's a joke. It's a joke. I don't mean.
So, if you are from the eastern part of the United States, you probably drink Yingling a lot because it's an awesome beer. Unfortunately, here for us in the Midwest, we cannot buy it. We can't just go to our liquor store and buy a 24 pack of Yingling because it's not distributed past like Indiana, I think.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Not to cut you off, Yingling. The only reason I know about it is because of you, Producer Beef. When we went on a trip to Nashville, we stopped to pick up beer and stuff just for our Airbnb or whatever, our house, and you said we have to get Yingling.
Yes.
And I didn't know. I literally had never heard of it until that point.
Yes, it's not because nobody knows about it. The farther west you go, unless you go to the East Coast or Southeast United States, where it's commonly drank, you don't really know about it. It's kind of like Spotted Cow in Wisconsin. But it's an awesome beer. It is made by Yingling and Son Incorporated. I don't know if that's right. Sure. It's brewed by Yingling. And they recently partnered with Molson Coors, and they're going to distribute it nationwide throughout the western United States.
How do you feel about that name change? Molson Coolers?
I don't like it, but that's
a Wisconsin topic that we maybe should tackle quick. How do you feel about it?
Don't like it. Miller Coors, or just Miller.
So which makes you more angry? that name change or Miller Park
Miller
no longer
Park.
being
Oh,
Miller
Miller
Park?
Park.
Miller
100%.
Park. Miller Park. Miller Park is a staple of my lifetime. Miller Coors, like, I mean, like, you know what Miller is, obviously, growing up and all that, but, like, you don't drink or know really what it means to Wisconsin until you turn 21. Miller Park has been around since I was 5 years old.
Right.
That's probably
That's
right,
probably-
right?
that's
Didn't it come in
somewhere around
2000 or 2001, so 5 or 6 years old?
This is how like little I watched sports growing up. I was like beyond astounded when I found out that other ballparks aren't named in relation to their team. I was like, oh, the Brewers play at Miller Park. Like, that's fucking logical.
Right.
Yeah.
That just makes sense.
And I just always thought everything was like that. I was like, oh, yeah.
Brewers, that's
Yeah.
like Miller is.
Like, the
from,
White
like,
Sox probably play in, like,
what
an
the hell-
underwear drawer. I don't know.
Yeah, Haynes, fucking Haynes Field.
Haynes Field. Like, what the fuck's a Wrigley Field? How did they ever make the Bears?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
That was it. The Cubs.
Yeah.
All
Which is hilarious because, like, obviously Lambeau Field and, like, the Green Bay Packers, like, that doesn't make sense, but also does because Lambeau
but it does
is...
because like
if you
he's
know
a-
where the name Lambeau came from.
Yeah,
yes, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a really good point. I never thought about that. Anyway, so Yingling is nationwide now.
Yingling is going to be nationwide. It doesn't really say when it's going to be. Oh, okay. So
I can
the
tell you.
second-
I can tell you when it's gonna be released in this household. It's gonna be released.
It's going to be released right now
Oh, right now, baby.
because we got. some
We got
water.
'em.
Can you get one more? Is there one more?
I'm
back
doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
here.
Up. You got one in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it right
Alright,
here
there we
for
go.
you.
There we go.
I actually
got 'em.
I have a plug that lives from Indiana, and this person.
Smuggled them up.
Before we drink
Just
Yingling,
smoking
do we
them
want
up,
to
yeah.
talk about this? This episode is going to be brought to you by Raised Grain.
Yes,
And
Raised
they're
Grain
Oktoberfest.
Brewery in Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Waukesha, Wisconsin.
They
This
just
is a-
had a second brewery, correct?
Did they?
Did they?
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that.
That's Eagle Park.
Oh, is that what I'm thinking that could be?
Yeah.
I think, yeah. I've never actually been to Raised Grain, but they have some of my favorite beers.
Yes.
And we have, if we get through this Yingling during this episode, we have one more
We
that
have
I
one
have
more
not
Raised
tried yet.
but
But yeah,
awesome
Raised
brewery.
Grain. Shout out Raised Grain.
Shout out Raised Grain. Love your beer.
Come on
Love your
our podcast.
Oktoberfest. Thank
Please.
you so much.
Thank you. Well, I'm just gonna say that about
Every
all of our,
beer?
we about every like brewery that we have, like that we're drinking on. I'm gonna say that, and then I'm gonna cut it up and put it on our Instagram
Ah, that's a good move. I like it.
just to see,
Yeah,
just to like
can't hurt.
slut it out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we have yet to talk to a brewery who's been like, no, there's no way we'd ever. Like,
No, truthfully, no.
I'm
We
still
have a
waiting to
lot
get
of
sued
stuff.
by one.
Lot
Oh,
of stuff
for sure it's gonna
It'll
happen.
be that spotted
Would it be
cop.
some
It'll be the spot.
New
Not
Glarus?
New Glarus. It'll be New Glarus for the episode 0 because I fucked that up so much. Remember?
What did you say?
No, like
We
just
got
how
the
we
beers
have the
mixed up.
wrong
Oh,
beers.
that's right.
They'll for sure be New Glarus. They won't
Yeah.
come on. They'll be like, no, we saw episode 0.
Oh, you're the one that switched up our beers, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, no. I think it'd be funny if it was Yingling, if they fucking sued our asses.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be
Good
amazing.
thing we've got Hoppy Mommy. She's our resident lawyer. So we have on staff.
Oh,
Yeah, that's nice.
yes. I love Yingling.
Is she a defense attorney or what does she do? Do we know?
Who knows?
Some type of law?
Who knows?
It's probably like traffic tickets, and here we think we're immune because
Yeah.
we're affiliated with
Yeah,
her.
right. Right, she defends traffic tickets, and we're gonna get into it with a huge multi-billion-dollar corporation. Whatever.
Anyways, back on the
Back to Yingling. We're
rails.
talking about the Yingling. So, Jared,
This
JJ,
is
JJ. I've been pretty good about that lately. JJ.
yes.
Have
This
you
is
had
my
Yingling before?
first couple sips.
You've never had Yingling?
You had it at the old house when we lived at Murray, and I never stole one. But
Wow,
I know.
Damn.
that's love.
Mm-hmm.
I've had it a couple times.
It's decent.
So,
Oh,
okay.
see, I'm
Yeah,
about,
see,
to, I'm
okay,
about to
yeah.
offend people
But
a lot.
that's the thing, is it tastes so much better because you can't
We're
buy
going.
it.
Hold on.
in Wisconsin.
Hold on. Before I lose my thought, we're going back to the Jew.
I knew this was coming.
I was about to call you a pussy. Pussy might be another word that like it means a very good thing and a very bad thing at the same
That's
time.
true. That's true.
I was
Still
just about
you're-
to call you like, oh, you fucking, or it makes you a fucking pussy for not stealing his beer.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how would you call someone a pussy where it's not offensive?
That pussy's great.
Oh, I love that pussy.
But that's referring to something,
Damn
not
good.
a
But I mean,
person.
Chester is running around right now. He's
Yeah.
my favorite pussy.
pussy. Yeah.
It's a cat. That's their cat. So maybe not. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's not because it is too complete. Like I'm talking about something versus
calling
a person.
someone.
It's not
Right.
like a name. Like I would never refer to
It's
a
an insult.
woman as a pussy.
Though, can we just really derail the train right now? Can we talk about our favorite underused swear words? What do you got?
Underused.
Yeah.
I wish I was from a country that used cunt more.
I was
Yes.
gonna say cunt. I wish I was
Yes.
from Ireland or something, or like Scotland, where they say cunt.
Or Australia. Australia
Yeah,
uses cunt all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would love to
Oh.
just like, this is totally off the rails, but yeah, I would love to be able to use that word more. It's like it shouldn't be as nasty as it is.
I
No.
don't even feel like it's that nasty.
I say I don't
It's
think
not.
so.
It's
no,
not
but no one
nasty,
says
but like
it.
if you call somebody a cunt, you'll get.
Oh yeah.
You get your shit rocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the word cock. I love using it because like it's like everyone uses it in like a sexual way, and so it's
I
hilarious
was
when
gonna
you just
say-
use it as a swear word.
I've never. So you're saying like you stub your toe and you're like
Cock.
Okay.
It's the I
That's okay.
I
That's,
did that to the
I've
cashier at
never done
Walgreens,
that.
and I've never seen someone laugh so hard in their life.
I've never used it outside of like
The bedroom. Yeah.
Like you like that? I can't even refer to mine as a cock. I don't do that. Like maybe
You
once
Alaskan
or
bullworm.
twice. Yeah.
You like that Mexican jumping?
I refer like mine is a penis. It's not a cock.
Te gusta mi
It's
mouth?
like- That was racist. That was racist.
Oh, you're Mexican.
It's okay. But you know what I mean? Like cock is like oh yeah, you like this cock.
Yeah, I know. Cock's a very manly dick
How do you
for
feel
sure.
about my penis?
My wiener.
That's what I'm saying.
Next time you're.
The word
Wiener
wiener,
is just
the word wiener is
you cannot
hilarious
use that
to
in a
use too.
sexual- Like that kills the mood.
Oh,
That
that's
would be
why you
so
have
funny.
to do
That's
it.
why
That's
you
why you
have
have
to
to
do
do it.
I guess.
Yeah, take my wiener.
Yeah, you like my wiener?
My God. I think
Yes,
my mom
dude.
watches this.
Oh, well, we can go on that. Does any of your family watch this? Because my dad called me today and said they found the podcast because I told him they can't watch it. I've never been more horrified. He didn't tell me what episode he watched. He didn't tell me anything about what he thought
We've
about
had
it.
some ones that aren't
But
terrible.
just
Hopefully,
that-
just tell him to watch Brad's episode.
Okay.
Brad's episode is wholesome. It's like
That's a good family.
Episode. Good
But
beer.
then I'm
it's
just
beer
I'm thinking of one where like where producer Beef's talking about having a GoPro strapped to his dick filming porn.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
oh
was It was
no.
like a POD. The POD.
Oh, God.
Just invent new points of.
How about so you said you think your mom watches?
We're fine.
No.
We don't. I don't think she actually watches.
Okay.
Hopefully not.
She probably just turns it on while she's doing something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
like
she just gives me
background.
the views.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much.
Opens and closes the YouTube app 3 or 4
Yeah,
times.
she turns it on, turns the volume all the way down, just like an hour.
Yeah, she just likes to look at producer Beef.
Yeah, who doesn't though?
All right, well this got
That
really
was
weird.
weird. That was
That was
weird.
really
That was a
weird.
joke.
Weird joke. Going for me too.
What are we talking about next? That was Yingling. Do we have anything else on Yingling?
Oh,
Yingling.
that's right.
I love Yingling.
What do you think of
And I
it?
love it because I don't know. I feel like it just like adds so much more to like the appreciation.
So
of
how
beer.
much can I ask? How much it?
Are you gonna cut me off every time I fuck? Oh my gosh, we want to talk about juice more.
No. But sorry, keep going.
No, it's fine.
No, please.
I was just gonna say I appreciate it.
Wait, no, just kidding.
This motherfucker.
Oh god, you too.
Just kidding.
I can see the headline now. 25-year-old Milwaukee man found dead in the river.
Okay, sorry.
With a
keep going.
Yingling fucking can in his mouth.
Yingling can up his ass.
With a Yingling can in his ass.
Okay.
Cause of death.
Sorry.
Can.
Sorry. Continue. Oh, my stomach.
I just want to say, I appreciate it more because you can't buy it in Wisconsin. Shut the fuck up.
Okay. This is bad. Off the rails, my stomach. Can't buy it in Wisconsin. So
Can't
you
buy it.
appreciate it more now.
Exactly. Because
So when do you know when it's gonna be distributed?
And does that mean that it's going to be just a
Everywhere?
shitty beer once it gets distributed everywhere?
That's true. Like
It
they're
says second half of 2021.
second half of 2021.
So that's anywhere.
So it's like a year. It's like in a year.
July 1st to December 31st.
Less than a year. Couple, whatever. But this, so I was gonna ask you how much did this cost when we were in Nashville? I don't remember.
I think it was like 22 bucks for a 24 pack.
So that would be for 24. So that's probably trying to compare it to like something that we drink regularly.
Well, I mean, it's not a light beer; it's a lager. So
Right,
like,
right.
If you got a 24 pack of like, I don't know, High
High
Life
Life.
or MGD,
That would be like,
is that around the same price?
for some reason I want to say it's like 18.
Or what's a 24 pack of Spotted Cow?
More than that. Much
Yeah.
more. 24 pack would be like close. Isn't it close to $30?
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah probably.
But that's also like craft. I don't know if I would describe this as a craft beer.
No, it can't be. If it's going to be nationally distributed.
Yeah. I'm looking at me craft beers and that.
Right, yeah, but, like-
that gets tricky too. I don't know.
Like is Blue Moon a craft beer?
I don't no, it's not a craft beer. Hoppy Mommy will kill you if you say it's a craft beer. Like she will not defend you when you get sued by England.
Right?
She for sure won't. But it like technically it is, I guess. I don't know how it works, but it's a really good. It's just a good beer.
It's a good
Good
beer.
lager. It's
It
a good
is.
lager, and if it's less than $1 a beer, that's awesome.
Yeah.
For a 24 pack, that's
I love
really
it.
cool.
Every time we go down south or past like Illinois, we fucking have to get a pack or two to bring back.
For sure. Let's move on. Yingling, I'm liking it a lot. Thank you for being
Yes.
a sponsor of this episode. You're not a sponsor of this episode.
Unofficial sponsor.
Unofficial. We'll just tag you and be like, yeah, sponsored by Yingling.
So by the way, you sponsored our episode.
Wow. So,
You sponsored all of our Jew talk.
yeah, I was going to say.
Whoa. Not ours. Not ours.
Not our Jew talk. It's my
This just in Yingling
My-
anti-Jew.
for sure. This pod.
What? What were you gonna say?
Move on. I don't know. I was gonna say something that
Where we think that was going, we do not condone.
I don't condone it. That's just
That's
maybe I'm
self-control,
drunk.
boys and
We
girls.
that's the shout out tequila kicking in.
Shut up, tequila.
Oh god, it's gonna be a long episode.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong, my friend.
All right, let's talk about the NFL.
All right, something less polarizing. I like it.
Yeah, you would think.
Boy, you thought. Boy, you thought.
So let's talk about that field goal. The
Which
Chiefs.
Oh my
That
God! What's the
was
Chiefs kicker's name?
amazing.
I don't think I
Butker?
put that. in
Butkus?
there. Is it actually?
He hit
Is there
that.
Dick Butkus? Wasn't he?
Yeah, he was
He
someone.
was some kind of football player, wasn't he? Dick.
You're asking the
Butkus.
wrong dude.
Harrison Butker.
Butker. That's.
Dude. Okay.
So he hit.
He hit
How
him.
long?
Okay. So, I had a lot of money on this game.
No way. You had a lot of money on that game? Really?
Fuck you.
Continue for
Uh,
dramatic effect. Anyways.
Anyways, I had I was by my dad's house, and I had a free play, which like if you're a part of gambling websites, big like gambling, whatever's, they give you just free plays every now and then.
For when you're doing really shitty.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Yep.
to
Yep.
make you
Once
not
you're
quit.
like, once you don't have money in their account for a long time because you can't afford to keep putting it back in, they give you a free play.
So you've had a lot of free plays.
Fuck you. This was a,
He's not
so I
denying
put
it.
it in a. No, it's true.
I'm really glad real bookies aren't a thing anymore. Nick would have had his legs broken long ago.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, sorry.
No, I'm not gonna say that. If you know a bookie in the Milwaukee area, tag them. I guess I don't know. Do they have
Tag
social
'em.
media? Milwaukee bookie? Anyway, so this was a crazy game because it was the last game of a 4-team parlay. I put I think I want to say like $100 or something on a 4-team parlay, whatever the thing was, and it paid out around like $250, and this was the last game that I needed, and my God, the ending was so exciting. He made three or four field goals.
It was 3. The first one was 53 yards.
Yep.
And then they got the, I think, delay game penalty.
Yeah, it was a flag. They got a flag on it.
So,
right?
I kicked it back to 58. I don't know. I remember if that was the first, or I'm sorry, after the first one or the second one. Because it was either
It was after the first because then it went back and then
to
did
58.
they call 2 timeouts or 3?
I think too.
Yeah, I think 2.
I think probably.
But he nailed
just
the
2.
58, the second one at 58 yards. And then
He nailed the first one too, 53, which
Yeah,
is
he nailed both
long.
of them,
I mean,
yes.
Yeah, that's
53
a
is
hell
like-
of a kick.
that's a boot. Like, holy shit. Dude got a
And
fucking
then so
boot.
they tried to ice him at the 58
Yep. He nailed it the second time.
and the
At
first
58.
time.
And the first
Well,
time,
so the second time like for that play.
the second time at 58, and then who were they playing? The Chargers.
Chargers
were all out of timeouts, and he nailed the third one at 58 again. And I was like,
in overtime.
in overtime. Like, imagine the stress. Imagine the
No.
pressure.
And those, it's not like any of those were like kind of iffy. Those were as like perfect of kicks as you
Right.
could have.
Like, those
fucking
had the
nailed.
But they would have been good. I think they would have been good from 65.
Yeah,
All
they could have
three
been-
of
they
them,
could have
like
gone
they
farther.
were
Yes.
like I literally think they were good from 65. They were hitting middle to like higher on the uprights.
Yes.
That's crazy. I mean, like just dead nuts center. Maybe like they were a little tiny bit left, but not
Mhm.
enough to like. It was crazy. It was a shout out Harrison Butker, but that was a
Hell of a
so.
kicker.
So yeah, it brings up my question. How do you guys feel about icing kickers? Should it be allowed? Are you a douchebag if you do it?
It should
Discuss.
for sure be allowed because I think.
I mean, it's the only chance you have. Really.
Right. In
Like-
that position, it's
If you have all your timeouts and there's only a couple seconds left in the game, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Granted, that wasn't the
definitely-
situation, I don't think. Or was it? I don't think that was a situation.
What do you mean? They had all their timeouts left, or they had like
No, they had a lot of time left on the clock. So even if they missed it, or if Harrison missed it, the Chargers would have got a.
They had like 2 minutes. They had like 2 minutes, but it was fourth down. I think it should be allowed. But I think it gets hairy when you have multiple timeouts like at the end of a game. I think like it sometimes I've seen like people miss the first one, make the second
Yeah.
in games, and that like.
I like that. But
That
see,
I don't know the statistics behind it.
Obviously, like, it must work or they wouldn't do it. There must be something behind it. But I don't like the idea of something outside of the game affecting the in-game play. That, like, right? Because you have a coach that's not able to affect something that's happening on field. So that's like...
But that's like coaching strategy. That's like
Yeah, but like...
I wonder how much coaching strategy actually goes into like kicking a field goal. Most of the weights on the
I
kicker.
think I
at that
don't.
point.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can-
The
you can
kicker and the
mess-
snapper,
You
for
can mess
sure.
with your line, but when it comes down to it, it's the long snapper, it's the holder, and
Yeah.
it's the kicker.
So Pat McAfee, probably arguably the most famous kicker on the planet. Like maybe Adam Vinatieri.
I was gonna
like,
say Adam Vinatieri.
But Pat McAfee's got the biggest personality and like the biggest
Right.
following or whatever. Like as far as football goes, it's probably Vinatieri. But Pat McAfee is the biggest personality, and he talks about he's like maybe the only quote unquote normal kicker. He talks about Vinatieri and like not how much of a head case he is, but like they all like have to like do certain things before every kick. They have to like, it's just all like they're just a different breed.
Mhm.
Then because like all you do, you get paid to do this one thing over and over and over again, and you have to do
Right.
it perfect every time. So I don't know. So like, fucking with that, you would think it would be a good strategy, but I mean that guy Butker he hit all three in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's just like
that's just good kicking. That's just
Yeah,
good.
no,
I don't like
good
that's
kicker.
something that I personally can never do.
No.
No.
Like I
What's
mean,
the farthest you think you could kick a football?
I think at one point I made a extra point, which is like 20. Not how long is an extra point?
Isn't
17 yards. An old one, like when it's from the 2-yard line. So
It's
when
like-
they would kick, not the NFL. The NFL's backed up,
Yeah.
but
That's what
the
I'm
talking about high school?
college, like we were just dicking around on a football field trying to see who could kick a field goal. and I think I hit one like a regular one. But it goes barely over. Like, it goes barely over, barely like...
Are we talking about you suit up and you go in for a team
Never.
to kick
I
an
could
extra
not
point
hit
or
one.
kick a
I
field
couldn't
goal?
hit one from the half-yard line. There's literally no chance.
I mean, I don't even know. I haven't kicked a football, and I was a lineman, so I never fucked around with that. We were just, eating mud on the sideline.
Did you see the unit at, was it Florida State? Their punter?
No.
Dude, did you see him?
Yeah.
Was it Florida State? Oh, JJ, did you see
No,
him?
you gotta pull his picture up.
Oh
for
my
me.
God, keep talking. I'm gonna try to find
I
it.
think if I kicked a field goal, probably I could get 5 yards, but not above the upright.
So you kick it 5
I
yards?
think I could kick it forward 5 yards, like straight, and that's it.
You probably hit the fucking long snapper right in the asshole.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah. It's not great. I'm not flexible at all, and flexibility is like a big key to.
Well, at that point, you could take the fumble recovery and then...
It's true. That would be a good
No,
strategy.
I guess that wouldn't be a fumble at that point.
Is it? Does it? I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Because would that be a block kick?
I couldn't tell you.
Could you jump on that? That might be the new play.
That might be.
Kicking,
Did we just rewrite the NFL?
just kicking the ball and hitting your fucking long snapper right in the asshole and then jumping on it? The butt recovery.
Instead of the butt fumble, it's
Yeah.
the butt recovery. Oh, brought to you by, this episode is, Raised Grain's not a sponsor, but
I love Imperials.
I'm excited for this one. I have everything that I've had from Raised Grain thus far. My favorite, this isn't a joke, my favorite beer by them is the Naked Threesome. I thought about bringing that tonight, actually, because
That's
I
a
had
good
it
beer.
for a beer exchange.
Mm-hmm.
I had it to send out because it's my favorite Citra IPA in Wisconsin,
Yeah.
I think.
It's a good one.
Very good. That's from Raised Grain. This is Waukesha, Wisconsin, right by where we all grew up. So, yeah. I don't know what Producer Beef is doing, but I'm kind of scared. Just taking them out. Okay, let's keep going. We are done with NFL talk, I think, right?
Yeah.
We talked about some of the crazy finishes. We talked about the overtime kick. We talked about... we did not talk about Producer Beef.
I'm
The
going back.
fines. We did not talk about the NFL fines that were distributed.
No, we did not. So, one of the most ridiculous things I've seen this week. I'm just going to go ahead and say ridiculous because it is ridiculous. We have this article pulled up from SportsIllustrated.com. I'm sorry, SI.com to be official.
A better news source.
Source at CNN. But this week, there were 3 NFL head coaches that were fined for not wearing masks on the sidelines during the game. Denver's Vic Fangio?
Vic
Fangio.
yeah, that sounds right.
Sure.
Fangio, whatever.
Seattle's Pete Carroll and San Francisco's Kyle Shanahan were each fined $100,000 each for not wearing masks on the sidelines, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. And then the teams also were additionally fined $250,000 each, which I think is absurd.
That's
ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. We didn't do this. We didn't do any research beforehand, but I want to know what the players that have, like, I'm not going to say names, but there have been players that have committed, like, domestic violence
In an elevator?
and have in an elevator against children. There have been I want to know what their fines were.
That's
$100,000 for not wearing a mask in week 1.
No, I mean week 2.
Week 2, whatever. That's crazy.
Still, I mean, don't these players get
Coaches
get tested before they play?
That's
and, like, head
the
out?
most ridiculous thing to me because
So if they test negative for COVID, then why does this mask thing even matter?
well, so it's not just the coaches. Like, you have to think everybody being let into that stadium is tested in some way. Like,
Yeah.
even like, I don't know if there were, the one that stood out to me was Seattle. I for sure looked this one up. They were, as a team, like in total, fined $1.05 million. That's
Because
what they
of
have to
other
pay
players?
because of that's what they have to pay because of week 1, them not wearing masks. That's crazy.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It's because Roger Goodell is fucking greedy. Actually, there's more than that.
that's
But
because
it makes the league look bad
that's what it
politically.
is. That's what
and
it is
therefore,
for sure.
they have to come down hard on it.
It has to
Or they want to come down.
I don't
hard on it.
like saying I get I understand there's an argument to people wearing masks, just everyday people, going to a grocery store, doing stuff like that. And I get that the NFL's not in a bubble. I don't know if there were fans at the Seattle game. But for sure, without a doubt, every player is tested that morning.
Yeah.
Every coach is tested that morning. Everybody that's on the sidelines, the refs, everybody's tested that morning.
Exactly.
So it is just.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
It's just. That's not a political thing, but it's something to make the NFL look good. And you're gonna fine a team $1.05 million. A coach. Coaches. Everybody in the NFL makes tons of money, but $100,000.
And how many times the week leading up to the game did that coach meet with those players?
Crazy.
I mean, they spend
10
every day
times a
together.
Literally
Yeah.
every day. That just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not wanting to be political or anything like that, but that is. I thank you for bringing that up, producer beef, because that was
It's
jarring. It's jarring.
This
I
shit's
can't
getting
believe
ridiculous,
that.
dude. It's if everyone tests negative for COVID, then why?
There should be no masks.
Then why? What's the point of the mask?
And if
Yeah.
anybody tested positive in the pregame, they wouldn't play.
Yeah.
You for sure know that, because if that came out, Roger Goodell would have a fit or whatever. It would just look terrible for the NFL. So everybody's for sure getting tested that day. Everybody's for sure getting tested probably every day of the week or whatever. That doesn't make sense.
Or just have everyone go in the bubble. Like hockey's doing the bubble, which I need to retract my previous statement from episode 7. The start date is not in October, it is in December. Though if you look up the season start date on Google, it will tell you October. But anyways, they're hardcore in the bubble, and nobody's, at least that I've remember seeing, is wearing masks.
Yeah.
But why would you? You're in a bubble.
Exactly.
Quarantining yourself.
That just doesn't make
But
sense to me. That was what
you're
that was,
effectively doing the same thing when you test everybody and then weed out people who fail.
right.
Yes.
And that didn't make sense to me at all about the NBA, because when there were players when Gordon Hayward got injured
Yeah.
during the playoffs, or was it during the playoffs? One of the first games of the playoffs, he went out, and then the next game he came back and wore a mask on the sidelines for the entire game. That just doesn't make sense to me, because you're in a bubble where
Right.
everybody is tested all the time. Everybody is there, and they can't leave because they're trying to play the playoffs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
It's just for
I don't
looks.
know. It just to me that's insane. $100,000 for anybody is a ridiculous fine.
That is.
That's all. That's not. I'm
yeah.
not don't want to be political at all on this show. That was just jarring to me, and
I wonder what would happen if they just didn't pay it. Would they just be done for the season? They
Actually, that's a good point.
What
The amount
Pete
of
Carroll doesn't pay $100,000 to the NFL for something that, unless that was unless they said beforehand, if you don't wear a mask for X amount of time, then we're gonna fine you $100,000. But that just seems ridiculous.
I'm sure they have something in there that they're going to be fined for now. They probably didn't disclose the amount, but they probably said fines.
Crazy.
But you're right. I don't know what teams got. Did the Seahawks get fined? I don't remember what teams
It
got.
was the Seahawks, 49ers.
So if the
and
Seahawks say, "Hey, we're not paying this,"
Denver,
fuck you.
Broncos.
What are they going to do? The amount of money the NFL would lose from the
Exactly.
Seahawks not playing?
From the
CLC
Seahawks and the Niners, and I mean the Broncos too, but
Yeah.
Seahawks and the Niners have a huge fan base.
Yeah, and so if they were just like, "Yeah,
And
fuck
Pete
you, I'm not
Carroll,
paying."
Pete Carroll's one of the most recognizable coaches in the
exactly.
NFL. He's one of the best coaches by far. I don't know. It's just absolutely crazy to me. I don't understand.
What would happen if all the teams just boycotted the NFL from that? I mean,
I don't know.
I would love to see it actually.
I would
Can
love
you
to see that,
imagine,
too.
like, after a week of work having to pay? It doesn't matter how much you make. You have to pay $100,000.
Well, see, it does matter how much you make, because like if I make that in like a day, like okay.
Pete
What if-
Carroll does not make $100,000 a day.
What do we think? What do we think he makes?
I bet per year he makes $5 million would be a lot to me. It's less than $5 million.
Nah, I mean, there's no way they're gonna know. Okay, a 5-year, $35,000 contract, so we get $7 million
$7 million
a year. But that's also
That's still
before taxes.
$100,000 is still crazy. So yeah, he probably takes home. I mean, he takes home half of that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that
We
works
don't have to
in
keep
Dubai.
talking about it. I know that like some people will think we're trying to be political. I'm not. That's just absolutely insane.
it's ridiculous. So what would happen if all 32 teams were like, no, we're not going to play for the NFL anymore? And they
Or
went,
we're not gonna wear masks. Like,
or we're not going to wear masks. And if you force us to, we're going to go start our own league.
it's crazy.
That would be-
Absolutely crazy.
I mean, that would be
You
crazy.
have Goodell by the balls.
They would. And, I mean, that it's a lot of, like, turning points in history this year. Like, honestly, when they look back
Yeah.
on 2020, it's going to be a lot of...
It's a lot of shit going down, man.
There's going to be a lot of things that happen because of 2020.
$1.05 million to a team for
Yeah.
not wearing a mask for
Yeah.
one day, for a couple hours. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's pretty ridiculous.
Absolutely crazy.
When all the
Next
players-
topic.
'Cause I'm-
Let's get to segments.
All right, yeah.
Sorry,
No, we're pretty far in. Let's do it.
we're far in, but let's
All right.
keep going.
Little lighter topics here. We have a Dear Lucky from an anonymous viewer. Appreciate you.
Once again, you want to let them know where they can submit their questions?
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
need to put them out. I know I've gotten complaints about us not putting out on Instagram or anywhere really. But we will, I promise you, we'll start putting them out. It's just, I was going to do it this week on our Instagram, but we were supposed to have MASH tonight on a Tuesday, which we just weren't expecting. But we'll start asking for questions. Every time I put the questions out, you guys do give us questions.
So we've been really bad on it. I can't
Very
promise
bad.
you we're gonna get better, but if you have a question for us, or some question for a argument, just hit up our DMs on Instagram at Feelin Lucky, and we'll incorporate it in the episode. But this question comes from an anonymous viewer. It says, "What is the success rate of guys hitting on girls?" And is it What is the success rate of guys hitting on girls at the bar? And is it better or worse with COVID?
See,
Oh.
that to me is a good question.
No, that's a great question.
That's a fantastic question.
So let
it
me
depends on how
follow-
cool your mask
Hold
is.
on, I was gonna say. Okay. Before we even get to the COVID, let me ask you guys: what is your personal success rate on hitting on a girl at a bar? JJ, start with you.
Not great is the. I'm like, I can't think of a time I've taken a girl home from the bar. If I'm being honest with you.
Like a very
It's always like, yeah, let me get your number, and then you get it, and then
You're not gonna know.
you just
Either
never
I'm not
talk.
gonna text you, or you're not gonna respond. We're gonna get 5 messages into this.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
also, if I go out, like, if I'm hitting on girls at the bar, I'm usually pretty hammered.
without a doubt,
To have that level
if
of
I can talk
courage.
to a girl at a bar that I don't know, hammered.
Yeah,
Absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, like I will take any excuse in the book to not associate outside of my friend group.
Producer Beef, I feel like you have a little bit better of a success rate. Do you know, like, you don't have to give any stories, but, like, you've taken home, girl, I know for a fact you've taken girls home from bars or, like, strip clubs or, like, stuff like...
Yeah.
Some stuff.
Yeah, some say.
Some
Not to
say.
just throw stuff out
Allegedly.
there, but, like,
So-
allegedly.
Allegedly.
If you had to throw the percentage, what would you say? What would you ballpark that at?
And so it's such a hard question because what do you think is a successful, like,
Taking
you taking a girl home is That's
Well,
like,
since I've never
obviously
done it, like
successful.
my rate's not great. So let's change it to
Like getting a number. Getting a number
getting a
from a
number.
girl.
Okay, that's what
That
we're going
success rate is.
Yeah. Just
But then do you do it on like how many times you go out or how many times you try to get a girl?
you try. You have to actively be trying. I think.
Producer.
Fuck. I mean, I've definitely gotten like numbers, Snapchats, and stuff like that, but it's never really followed through.
Right.
Allegedly, never really followed through.
Yeah.
Mhm. But like if you've taken girls home from
bars.
From a bar.
or like a strip club or something.
Allegedly.
And like
Hypothetically.
like have you ever like fucked in someone else's bed or something like that? Like just I don't know. It's just like a question. Have you, JJ?
Hypothetically, if I took a girl home and fucked her in my buddy's bed, she would be a buddy that subscribes to our podcast. Shout
That's
out.
the reason we're doing this.
That's the reason I was saying that. I cannot wait to hang out with you on guys' weekend.
Has that so that success rate is that higher or like
in my buddy's bed? I mean, if it were to happen, it's only happened.
right?
It would probably only happen once.
Out of one, right?
Out of one.
That's 100%, dude. You need to
And-
try to do that more.
You gotta
often.
retire on those odds.
RIP.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you'd for sure be in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly, and
Um,
I mean, the buddies and the buddy's girlfriend were not. I mean, hypothetically, probably wouldn't be too pleased about it,
Right.
but
Okay. So that's okay.
shoot, right?
Shooters shoot on
Okay.
to
On to something.
whatever.
On
whatever.
to sheets, per
Sheets
se,
that you have to wash, probably.
Yeah, that you probably have to watch. Yeah.
We're totally.
Alright,
I think that's
off the rails,
probably
anyways.
too many inside jokes.
Yeah, we
Um,
fumbled through that like segment. That was
Producer
tough.
B fucked a girl and one of our friends.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
That he took home from the strip club.
Allegedly.
Was not a stripper, allegedly.
Allegedly. I don't know that. She might have been. Allegedly.
Well, she was not actively stripping for a. Well, she was.
Though
working a
another
strip.
host's brother fucked a stripper from a strip club, allegedly.
Allegedly.
That was a stripper.
Yeah, that was a stripper. Yep. you
We're
are
done.
correct. All right, anyways.
That we might have to cut. We might have to cut that. We're running long anyway. But
Anyways, back to percentages. What do we think?
percentages, I think I want to say I don't ever try to talk to girls. So when I have, I can name probably like 2 or 3 times that stick out hard in my head where like I've been shut down. Like shut the fuck down. Like, and it's always like it's
That's 'cause
never
you
just
go,
like
fucking stands in your clothes and you're like, yeah, it's fucking cum.
I remember that.
whoa,
I remember that.
whoa,
Dude,
whoa.
so we're on this dance floor.
Whoa! What?
And they have like a black light like glowing on us. Our Coronas are like green.
Yeah.
And we're just partying. And like some girls like Nick's kind of talking to, and Lucky's kind of talking to, and she's like, "What's that?" He goes,
Thanks.
"What's that on your shirt?" And he goes, "It's cum, like semen."
Boy,
Dude, with those lines, how do you get shut
do
down?
I not remember that? I literally do not remember any part of that conversation. I don't remember that at all. Could not tell you. Whatever.
Do you remember what bar we were at?
No. I don't remember any part of that. I believe that it happened.
I love
for
you-
Sure.
That
It was-
100% happened.
It was great because you said it and she was like shocked and awe, and you took that as like she didn't understand what you said, so you like doubled down with the word semen.
Semen.
Like
in case you
cum,
didn't know
like
what cum
semen.
was.
And she's like, no, I heard you. I just didn't believe it.
This has been the wildest episode we've ever done. We started with Jew jokes, like
Now we're talking about your cum stains on your jacket.
cum stains all over my eye, like that I don't remember.
It was amazing.
So I can remember, but I like anytime I try, not anytime, obviously, but I've tried and succeeded. I would say it's around 50%.
I was about to say, I think it's higher than you would think because I'm mentally reflecting on it, and I've never been like hardcore shut down. Though there was one time in Platteville.
I've never been shut down asking for a number.
No, that's true. Oh yeah, well that's what I mean. I'm talking about just like numbers.
Right.
But there was one time in Platteville, and this just is on top of my mind because I just got a memory like maybe 2 weeks ago about it, where we were like talking to these girls in Platteville. It was Welcome Week. I don't know if you remember this.
Oh my God, I remember what you're talking about.
And
I know this story.
and
Yes.
so we're talking to these two girls, like whatever, no big deal. And then all of a sudden, this police officer like is walking around, and these two girls seem kind of nervous. And he like walks up to our group, he's like, "Hey, can I just see everyone's ID?" And we're like, "Yeah, whatever." Lucky and I pull our IDs, and the two girls just kind of clam up. And he goes, "Oh, which one are you?" And he pulls out this fat stack of fakes, and is just fumbling through it to find them. And like one of them fesses up right away, one of them tries to lie, whatever. It ended with both of them being dragged away in handcuffs.
Right.
And that's the memory I have on my Snapchat. It's like once a year when Welcome Week comes up, it's just a picture of this girl walking out with an officer in handcuffs.
Yeah, they were for sure 19, and we were like seniors in college. And it was, I mean, it is
which isn't bad as long as they're
they're
of the legal age for sure, 100%.
Like,
they were freshmen, but
it was
freshman or sophomore.
For sure, I do remember that 1,000%.
It was so
fun. And that would go as an L. Like that.
We also had no idea. They weren't like with us. We just met them, and it was hilarious. I think the conversation maybe lasted like 3 minutes. It really wasn't long. Anything more than that, and Lucky would start talking about his cum stains, and it all went to shit anyways. So. Allegedly.
Definitely.
Allegedly. Alleged cum stains.
So I would say like before COVID, 50% might be generous, but like I just don't have that many. Like I don't try. I know like people that go out every weekend and like try to get like their goal is to take a girl home or get laid. That's just never been me. So mine, I would say, is like a 50% success rate of getting a number or getting a Snapchat, getting whatever you want to say.
I feel like it's an unfair question because in COVID and post-COVID, we've all been in relationships. So we don't really take the. I mean, we don't. I mean,
but we're talking about before everything.
But like, so like, can you imagine trying right now?
I think it would be so much easier.
You think it'd be easier?
A, you're wearing a mask, so you look better, right? My eyes are probably my best feature.
Facts. I would fuck your eyeball.
Exactly.
Sockets.
Allegedly.
And also like you gotta think about like people that were single through all of lockdown, like they haven't had sex in months, and plot twist, girls get horny too. They want it.
Do they?
I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. Okay. I'm the opposite way. I think like girls, I don't know. Just like I don't go out typically looking to bring a girl back.
Oh, for
girls
sure.
for sure don't think that way. Like if girls are like in a group of girls, they don't want to like be the only girl that gets laid or whatever. Like so with COVID and everybody wearing masks and supposed to be social distancing, I think it would be so much harder. I haven't had to hit on a girl at a bar after COVID.
See, I think
that would change things. I don't know. Maybe
we should try.
We should.
Personally, because like I already look for any excuse to not talk to a girl at a bar, and now you've just given me all of them. You've given me death as an opt out.
Right, literally, like, oh, I'd love to talk to you, but I would die. You would die. Your family would die.
Yeah, I don't want to kill your grandma, so I'm just not going to talk to you.
No, that's a really good point. So it has to go down. I think it has to go down post-COVID, and I would say maybe 50%.
Still, even post-COVID?
No, before, For me personally.
Okay.
Anything? This is Dear Lucky. This
hypothetically, I think it would go up if I was, single and ready to mingle. But
yeah, because you also like if you were single and hadn't had any sex for like 6 months now, you'd be roaring to get after it.
Yeah.
More vicious than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Just aggressive. All right.
Anyway.
That was weird. Thank you for submitting that question to the anonymous. Wanted to remain anonymous viewer, I guess. Next, last segment. We're way over. We have to be way over time.
Yeah, we are.
But that's awesome. That's fun. I don't give a fuck.
On this episode, Lucky doesn't give a fuck. And he
People
makes
that
fun of Jews and...
I did not make fun of Jews. I made fun of the word Jew.
Much different.
Much different.
All right, we were all there. We know what happened. Argument time.
Rewind. You'll fucking see it.
If 99% of humans disappeared, what would be the most challenging part of survival for the remaining 1%?
Okay.
All right, so with this question,
This is an intense question.
Do we just like, are we just going about our daily lives and then boom, Thanos style, 99% of the population just disappears?
Yeah, I think so. That has
And
to be
thin air.
like, or like it's post-apocalyptic. Like if
Like what?
instead of if COVID took out 99% instead of
fucking
point
0.9%.
yeah, whatever. I think that's kind of the way we have to go about it. Like it's just like you wake up basically, and then there's 1% of the population left.
That's still a lot of people.
How many
That's about 78 million people left.
in
Really?
the world?
In the world. Yeah, the world population is 7.8 billion.
Let's do.
I wonder what would that be in
United
America?
States, because
Yeah.
there's like 300 to 400 million in the
Yeah.
United States, right?
Yeah, and that would probably be a better. So let's just say, for the sake of the high side, 400 million. I should be able to do this mentally. So that's 4,000 people in all the
You
U.S.
only did 400,000.
Yeah, you're right.
You only did 400,000. But so that would mean that it's 4.
I did it right. So it would be
4 million.
4 million left.
4 million. Yep.
So
yep.
probably that's most of those people are on the coasts here in Wisconsin.
Right. I mean, you could like dial it down more if you want to do. In Milwaukee, there's only 500,000 people.
I think we'd have to dial it down locally just to get a good.
Yeah.
But
how
would
many
you
people are
all?
in
Would you all
Milwaukee?
like? You'd all have. There's like 500,000 about approximately. That might even be high.
That's probably high. So yeah, so like less than 5,000 people.
That's crazy to think about.
I think the worst part is gonna be all the shitty jobs that you have to do because no one else is now doing them.
Right. So you have to like hunt. I don't like. Do you
Hunt,
hunt?
gather?
Get food to get like. I mean, you have to
Right.
farm.
Yeah.
Do you think that like government's still around if there's only 1%?
No.
Well, that's the thing.
No
It's like,
chance.
what would you? Is it just anarchy after that, or
Have
do you take the remaining 1% and you just form like your own civilization?
I think it depends on the people.
Have you guys seen the show on Netflix? It's called, I think, The 100.
Yes.
No.
It's a
so good.
I don't know that I've finished it, but I finished a lot of it and then I just fell off.
Yeah, I
for
think I
whatever
watched
reason.
like 5 seasons of it. I want to say.
It's a really good show, but it's kind of the same idea where they take children. It's all like high school to college age kids.
Well, they're all under the age of 18.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so all like high school, middle to high school or whatever, but they take them and they put them on a planet that's like supposed to restart civilization, or they're supposed to try to restart civilization. And that, I don't know, man, it would be tough. There's no, I mean, like, how do you really start a government with 5,000 people? It's just
'Cause
the
all you have-
biggest guy, right? Like, you just
Yeah, it's just gangs at that point, right?
Right.
that's what it would seem like. Or
Because not everyone's gonna agree. Like,
No.
that's human nature.
Yeah, exactly.
So eventually you're gonna have like different like settlements of
Conflicts,
people, and
yeah.
you know, different settlements are gonna start like trying to declare war on other settlements, stuff like that.
Mhm.
I feel like it's just gonna end up the same way the Earth is now, the world is now.
But so what would the hardest part be though?
That's
If it-
right.
if
That's
it
the
happened-
question. What would the most challenging part?
If
of
it happened
surviving?
tomorrow, if we woke up tomorrow,
I feel like the most challenging, like initial challenging thing would just like try to like move on and trying to like restart or like have some kind of normality without 99% of the population. You know, because most of the people
that's true, because that
Most
would
of the people
like,
you know would
fuck
be
me
gone.
up if I know, like, if I
Yeah.
woke up and like, I mean,
I
you're
don't
probably
even know 100 people.
you're
Exactly.
probably like, this has gone so dark, but you're like probably the only person in your family that's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
right.
survived. That's crazy. I don't know. That's fucked, man. It would be really, really tough. There's one fucking fly here that's been pissing me off all night.
It's gotta be like growing your own food, getting back to farm, because like
Hunting. I could not hunt.
I think hunting's easier than farming would be.
Yeah, because you can just trap and.
Yeah, because if I put you in a tree stand with a gun, eventually something will wander in front of you.
Or you could just trap something and you'd be fucking.
Yeah, but like learning how to farm, like I don't know shit about farming.
Yeah, you just put
You gotta
fucking
find
seeds in
the
the ground.
seeds. You gotta go like.
But you gotta irrigate properly. You gotta like
Yeah, I'm sure you can figure it out.
keep the pet. Like I think that would be difficult.
I don't know.
And
I
then just
think-
protecting what's yours too, right?
I think the easiest part would be reproduction.
The
Yeah.
best part for sure.
It would be for sure getting the population up to like. Right?
I mean, your success rate would definitely go up.
Yeah, the bar success rate would be
It's only
The bar
immaculate.
success
It's only
rate
up
would
from
be
here.
like, hey,
Yeah.
there's like 3 other people in this city.
Yeah. You want to get fucking.
And the other 2 are girls, so this is what you got, babe.
So
We gotta
what do you
repopulate the
say?
world somehow, so.
That would be the easiest part. The hardest part, I think it has to be that. Like, I literally know nothing about. I couldn't hunt.
About reproduction.
Yeah. What is sex? I don't know. It's a really good question. That would be one that I'd love to hear. People that aren't drunk give their ideas, give their like answers. So please comment on any of these videos that are posted. Tell us what you think. It's a great question. Great question. It's fun to think about. Not fun.
It's kinda dark to
It's
think
dark
about.
to think
It
about.
makes you think, but.
But it's a different argument. It's a different argument than we normally
Yeah.
have.
All
we'll
right.
see.
Whoever submitted that argument, if you're going through some shit, you could always talk to someone.
Not me.
'Cause
You don't
that-
want to talk.
you don't
to
wanna
me.
talk to
You don't
me.
want
You
to
don't
talk to
wanna talk
me.
to Lucky.
I'll
Anyone but
shoot
him.
it to someone.
Anyone
else.
but I think any of us.
We all
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
access now to our email, so email us at lucky@hopsnews.beer. You can talk to somebody. I think we're gonna sign off there. We have gone way over.
Sounds good.
I'm looking at the clock right now. I think we've gone way over.
I just want to appreciate that on the itinerary here, Lucky drew a dick with an 8, a bunch of colons, and then the little greater than sign. So I'm proud of you
It's a dick. It is a dick.
for your artistic.
It looks really good.
Nice job, Lucky. Proud of you.
Thanks. We're signing off. That was episode 8 of Feelin Lucky, presented to you by Hops News. It was really fun. That was honestly like maybe my most fun episode that we've
That
done,
was a
which
good
is
one.
crazy. It just felt really
pretty
good. Please follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, I guess.
Do we have a Twitter?
We have a Twitter. I have not looked at it since I made it.
Yeah.
All right.
But Instagram is where we want you guys. Follow us at Feelin Lucky Pod. Feelin without a G. Lucky POD. Yeah, just talk to us. It's a lot of fun. Check out Happy Hours on Thursdays. We've got a ton of guests coming up. Mash was supposed to be on tonight. He was a guest, but he stood us up. Yeah, that's it, man.
All right.
A lot of fun. Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Love you guys. See you next week.
This has been a Hops News production. You can find Hops News on all your favorite podcasts and social media platforms at Hops News. Cheers.